Paddle Florida is a nonprofit 501(c)(3). Our mission is to raise awareness about water conservation, wildlife preservation, restoration of springs, and protection of waterways in Florida. We stage multi-day trips in Florida's most spectacular waterways, October through April of each year. People that volunteer with us have been on trips for several years. They're trip leaders certified through the American Canoe Association, and then we always have one volunteer on a trip who's either an EMT, a nurse, or a paramedic. We have a U-Haul, we carry the gear for our paddlers. We have a caterer do breakfast and dinner, a support vehicle for rest stops. We have safety boats on the water, and we have educational speakers come in each night at 7, and we have one night of music on the trip.
It's just fun to be with other people who love kayaking, who love nature, who want to protect the waterways and the springs of Florida. The best thing about it is that first cup of coffee in the morning looking out over the river and knowing that you're going to paddle that with another 20, 30 people who have that explorer spirit, and then sit there at night around a campfire while someone educates you on the history or the ecological importance of the place where you literally just paddled. It's just amazing. You don't have to be a drastically experienced kayaker. You can come out, you can rent equipment. We have plenty of people on the water that are more than happy to help you.
And before you ever spend a penny on a trip, you can click on that trip and you can see the complete itinerary down to the mileage per day, where you're going to eat lunch, where you're going to stop for the night. All the details are there. The packing lists are all there. We typically contract with a local vendor to come on site and cook for us. You're getting a guy that you would want at your house cooking barbecue. You're getting the lady who has the special secret for fried chicken.
During the pandemic, people really connected with being out in nature, just feeling like they took away a really important aspect of, just the aesthetics and the importance. And so I think that's continuing on, and people really are looking for those experiences.
People from all over come to a specific area, learn about that area, and learn about the issues of that area.
We do offer nice rivers, springs, easy paddling, but we also have some challenging coastal paddles too. So it kind of meets all different people and what they're looking for.
A diversity of habitats. Some rivers like the Swanee and here, there are a lot of springs trips, but there are other rivers too where there's mangroves or your own little keys.
Florida has the largest concentration of springs in the world, and protection of those springs, the aquifer and waterways are critically important to our future. And what we hope to do is raise awareness, but more than that, we want people to become an advocate. On the Swanee trip, we have the Florida Springs Institute coming out, we have the Water Management District, we have professors from the University of Florida and Santa Fe College.
These speakers are not standing up at a lectern talking, they're in the group. They all have a unique take on what they're talking about, but it's always based on right where we are.
Some trips are 20 people, some might be 40 people. They develop a relationship with whoever the managers and the people are in the parks.
They stage a lot of their trips on rivers and spring runs, so it just makes sense that they're at Florida State Parks because we have some of the most beautiful springs and rivers. Oh, you're going to see turkey, you're going to see deer.
Getting people out to see it, experience it, is some of the best ways to preserve it. Once you see the beauty, you just want to take care of it, like anything else.
Conservation is critically important. There's a lot of issues with runoff into the waterways and contamination of the waterways. We're always interested in talking with people to be volunteers.
The whole idea with the kayak community is everybody helps everybody else. A lot of times you're just on the water paddling. Sometimes you're helping carrying boats, you're moving gear around, you're serving food.
The biggest criteria for being a volunteer is being able to work with a group. We all just really work together and do what needs to be done.
We are the lead boat and the sweep boat for any trip so that people are in between us, help set up camp, make sure that the evening programs go off smoothly.
Working with the new people, that first night, you come off the water and you set up camp and they've made friends and they've done it. So by the next morning, they're a seasoned paddler and a camper. And by the end of the trip, they're already planning their next trip and how many other people they're going to bring and where they're going to go.
We have a lot of people who come back, and when they come back, they usually bring somebody else with them.
There's no membership fee to be part of Paddle Florida. If you'd like to come on a trip, you just register online and at paddleflorida.org. We have done over 100 multi-day trips. We're headed into our 16th season. We are funded through trip fees, grants, and we run a couple campaigns each year. We're always looking for donations, and on our website, we have a donation page. And you can also enter to win the kayak raffle package.
It's their primary fundraiser, and they usually have kayak donated, camp chairs, maybe a tent, and so they sell tickets for that throughout the year.
Paddle Florida uses the donations to supplement the budget for getting the word out there. So we're getting the word out what's going on with the waterways in the state of Florida.
And I just think it's great that we can bring people together. We're all one team.